Hey YouTubers, got another update on this Tiger1 here for the Coen build by Devon and James. So before I continue, what you can hear in the background is heavy rain. So we've got a tropical cyclone, probably about 200 kilometers north of where I am, but it shouldn't be too bad. By the time it gets to me, it should be downgraded to a Category 1. So I mean, it was a Category 4 probably about 4 hours ago, so it is being downgraded. Um, so just everyone up north and everyone in the path of this cyclone, yeah, just stay safe, guys, and just don't do anything silly. Just want to say that as well. So if you can't really hear me, I do apologise. It's because of the heavy rain that we're getting outside here, and it's just, yeah, basically just. So this is it. This is where we're up to. Can't really get it in shot too much because, so if I can get all this, I've got all the wheels on the other bench too, guys, so it's that's sort of in the middle. I mean, here's some of the figures. I mean, I'm just gonna, it probably won't all get into shot, so I'm gonna, a couple of figures here, and then we've got the deck, top of the hull from the Tiger here, and just a couple of more figures here in the background. Oops, knock him over. That's pretty much all the stuff that we got sort of laid out, and it looks a bit weird because of the light that's in here. I mean, it's, I've just given it a wash of my oh, this rain's really hammering down too, guys. Yeah, so I've just given it a wash of my own dark pigment wash here, just the super dark brown pigment, black and, I guess it's black and dark brown. But if you want to see the video, there is a video on this channel how I made this wash here. Okay, and that's what I'm using on the outside. But first, I just want to start off saying that the base colors that I did use was, yeah. So first of all, I just want to say that the base colors that I did use to get to the external of the Tiger was flat Panzer Dunkelgel. Also, we used flat metal stone by Tiger1 and flat Panzer olive green by Tiger1. Okay, and I love using these paints. I've had a lot of not a lot, but I've had some YouTubers comment because it is a Tiger1, people think it's not a good paint. I mean, I beg to differ. I mean, I love using these paints. I think it's just a stereotype out there. You know, there's so many other paints that are being advertised. I'm not going to mention any names. I'm not knocking any other companies, but you know, you get your mainstream modelers that use certain paints and they seem to follow what they're using. I mean, I have these in my collection because it's what I could get around my surrounding area, around the town I live. And guys, these were so cheap. These are on special at the toy store that I went to. So yeah, I just couldn't help it. I mean, for the price I paid from, I mean, 12 bucks. I mean, you can see the tag there. It's from a toy store, but they're $24.99. But at the time, it was a 50% off sale store wide because they were just trying to get rid of all their stock and sort of restock with new stuff. So I got these for $12. So I mean, you can't go wrong if you've seen these for $12 or whatever the equivalent of is in what country you live in. I mean, you jump at the opportunity as well just to basically clean them out. So this is why I use them, and they're almost like Vallejo paints, characteristically how they behave. Very thick paint, and I'm not going to get too much into it, guys. So if you really want to see a review on these and what my thoughts are, how to use them in your airbrush, how they brush paint compared to a Vallejo paint. I mean, if you want to see a video like that, I mean, comment down below. and just let me know that you do. And if I do get enough comments, I will do a review on these paints, and I'm more than happy to do it. Okay, but yeah, they're the paints I use on the outside as well, and you'll see the camouflage pattern, the green, and this was a Deck Brown XF79 by Tamiya. On these things, just make out the brown stripes there. Hopefully you can. If I bring it in closely, you can just make it. I sort of kill this light a bit, but it's you can just make it out. There it is there. But the Dunkelgel and the flat metal stone, excuse me guys, yeah, the Dunkelgel and the flat metal stone, I mean, it was sprayed, the entire tank was sprayed, externally it was sprayed with the Dunkelgel, and then because of the nature of this color, and compared to, you know, the other Dunkelgels that I've got the live color range as well, but I mean, this Dunkelgel here is completely different to what I have in the Dunkelgel Easy 3 set, and it wasn't the right color, what I was looking for. And I thought about, if I give it a wash, you know, is it going to change the hue of the Dunkelgel? Yes, it will, but I still wouldn't have been happy with the finished result. So very thin down paint through an airbrush, and all on the outside. I did use the Sparmex SP35C. I think it's by memory it's got a 0.2 needle inside it, but I mean, it does, I mean, you can just adjust it by either pulling back the needle slightly or just upping your air pressure or whatever. Just, you can really just lay down the paint with this airbrush. But I'll, you know, that will be another video as well if you want, of my airbrushes. If you want to see a video of all my airbrushes, if you want to see a video of all my tools and stuff, also comment down below and I'll make another video on that as well, guys. So yeah, so it was a light mist, sort of broke up the Dunkelgel. You know, it wasn't just solid, it was just like, you know, light patch and bits here, bits there, just to break down the Dunkelgel so it's not so dark yellow. I did want that brown tinge to it as well. You can probably see it here where there's no wash, what colors you get, so you can sort of make out those two colors, and you get more of a khaki green, I guess you could say, or a khaki color on the bottom here. And then yeah, the two camo lines were just thin down, Tallery olive green, and Deck Brown by Tamiya. Also, once that was dried, now I wanted to experiment with something. I laid down the first coat was, once all that was dried, it was time to give it a wash. But as we all know, before you put any washes on your model, you always got to put down a clear coat between the paint and your wash. Otherwise it's going to stick and it's going to make it really hard to get the wash off and to clean down. But then it was a really nice, neat finish, I guess, sprayed, and I did want a sort of a chunky textured painted surface when I put down the, like, I didn't want the Tiger to have a really nice, smooth, flawless paint job on the outside, and I did want it chunky, so it looks like it's almost like the texture of the steel showing through the paint itself. So what I experimented with, and I've never done this before, and luckily it worked, and it came out looking the way I wanted it to. What I tried doing was, without laying down any other textures, I used some pledge first. Sorry, I used Vallejo's polyurethane clear gloss coat. I thinned that down, sprayed it over, and before even letting that dry, like before that paint even set, I probably gave it about 10 minutes just to sort of quickly sort of semi-set. But then I immediately sprayed some pledge over it so it mixes, and it almost sort of mixed too well, you know what I mean? So it sort of reacts with each other. But and it did work. It did end up drying, and the finish wasn't dead perfect. It was kind of like chunky, and in some places, I mean, especially on the bottom here, you can really notice it. Like under here, like you can see how it's almost like orange peel effect, but it's not really like, you can just see it there, okay? and it looks like that over the entire tank, and which is what I wanted the effect to be. I didn't want that, you know, super flat finish on the tank. So it's going to give it like a sort of semi beat up look. The wash on the outside is the super dark, dirty effect that I've given it. And if you want to see the pigment, how I made this pigment, go down the video and making it's a sludge wash that I made up in a 30ml dropper bottle. Now, if you want to see the video, yeah, just go down the bottom and find the video. And if you want, I actually put the link in the description box down below as well. And I've basically just slapped it on, using it how you would if you guys are familiar with the UMP washers, the Flory Models washers. Using it pretty much the same way. Just slap it on, let it dry, and then with water. I mean, this is not as resilient as the UMP wash. I mean, it will rub off quite easily with your fingers. I mean, like the UMP wash sort of tends to bind a bit better, and it's sort of more resilient to wear and tear until you add water to it, and then a damp cloth and it starts coming off. But with the stuff I've made up, you can just rub it off quite easily with your finger, and it does come off there. So that's pretty much where we're up to, guys, and I've just sort of touched up more on the inside, more the details inside there, okay, and also there's a few touch-ups that I had to do inside here as well. Put a bit more gloss here and there, and you know, glued a few more details inside the tank itself. Done the same thing here. I've started painting all the hand tools like the shovel, the axe, and I've got all the tape off. You can see down the bottom here, I've sort of gone over it a bit more with this German interior mix that I've made up using Italeri paints. Excuse me. And yeah, so we've still got a fair bit of work to do on the inside. I mean, I've still got about a month, I think about a month to go before my time's up to finish this build. So, I mean, that's pretty much where we're up to, guys. I've still got a couple of figures to finish painting. They're nowhere near complete. Okay, so you got Wehrmacht on the horse. Got a couple of Tiger crew here. One's a dragon figure, one's a Tamiya figure. These Wehrmacht figures are Tamiya. So I mean, I think I'm going to do a video as well on painting faces for beginners. I mean, I'm just a beginner myself, so like I'm definitely no expert when it comes to painting faces, guys. So if I'm going to do that as well, because I've actually got to repaint one of the guys' faces. So I'm going to start back from scratch and show you how I sort of got to these stages, what colours I used, and things like that. I mean, it's going to be hard to focus. I've got this on manual focus. So that's pretty much the update where I am on this Tiger, and hopefully I can get this finished by the end of March, which is where the time runs out. So yeah, so that's the update, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and thanks for watching again. Catch you later, guys. See you later. Bye bye.